Well, good evening and welcome to Sell Your Own Product on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle. And this is Thursday, our regular Thursday night, back once again. So I just want to thank you for coming over tonight. And tonight we wanted to start with just a short little plug, if you want to call it, or we would call it for the course. I want to tell you a little bit about that. Some people don't quite understand what about the course. Sell Your Own Product on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle is a course that's set up to get you from your initial thing of getting set up on Amazon to do business on Amazon, all the way through how to find a product, find that product, source that product, whether it be China, whether it be here in the United States, whether it be Canada, wherever it's at. We're going to teach you how to source it and teach you how you can get your best price for it. And then we're going to teach you how to design the label, how to set up your Amazon listing so you get plenty of people that people are going to like those listings. You're going to see those listings. They're going to be keyword rich, and they're going to set so people come to your thing and you're going to buy it. And then then we set all that up so that and we teach you how to get the product from your supplier, wherever that may be, right directly to Amazon, not coming to you. So you got to inspect it and do this and bag it and label it and all that. That's ridiculous. That's for somebody else to be doing. You should be working on promotions. And so that's what we teach you, because that's the Amazon lifestyle. As far as I'm concerned, the private label lifestyle is being able to do the work, a little bit of work in front of, as far as sourcing the thing, getting set up with supplier and getting set up so it sends right to Amazon. But after that, you don't have to do anything except every once in a while, and you set it up to your own terms. Whenever you want Amazon to notify you that it's time to reorder your product, you set that up once and Amazon does it. You reorder the product gets sent to Amazon. Your customs agent or how you've got set up takes care of everything, and you don't have to worry about that. You need to be worrying about the promotion, set the promotion, and that you can do from the beach. You can do for, I don't care where, in your leisure chair, I want to say, you can do it wherever you want, or you can do it for this little tiny desk like I've got right here. Works fine, or it works out on my patio with my iPad. Doesn't make any difference. The thing about it is you're enjoying the private label lifestyle, and that's what we teach. That's what we stress around here. So whenever you hear me say that, you know what it's talking about. It's not bagging, sorting, or all that kind of stuff. And tonight is kind of a special thing, because we're going to be talking about bagging and sorting, because we're going to talk about what's the difference between retail arbitrage, Amazon retail arbitrage, and Amazon private label. There's a big difference. I keep talking about it all the time, but I just thought tonight we're going to tear it apart and go over through. So whenever I say I just favor private label, but there's good money in retail arbitrage, but there is a big difference in the two. One is a job and the other one's a business. So we can talk about that. We're going to in just a minute. I'm going to go over to my usual PowerPoint I've got all prepared for you. It's a thing. So while I think about it, next week I know we're not going to have a hangout on Thursday night. I'm going to try and work it out so we can get one on Wednesday, but I'm not sure. I just got a lot going on next week, and we're flying up to Illinois for over the weekend. I've got a son that's having a birthday. I'm having a birthday. We have a granddaughter that I haven't seen for almost a year now, and I got to go see her. She's the neatest thing since chopped chicken liver. What can I tell you? Like all my grandkids are, as far as that goes, But my pride and joy. As a matter of fact, this weekend, tomorrow morning, we're leaving. We're going to go up to Tallahassee to see. My son and daughter-in-law are having babies, so it's a baby shower for my daughter-in-law, and it's really interesting because they tried and didn't. Have any, because they were both married before, and she unfortunately had her tubes tied, and so they couldn't have any, but they really wanted to, and they talked it over, and so they went to one of these clinics where they reverse all that, and it's really expensive, believe me. I think it was something like they're not here, and I don't know, but I think it was somewhere around $5,000 a time. But they had to go all the way from Tallahassee to Jacksonville to the hospital there and get it done. And they did it once, and lo and behold, the eggs, whatever happened, didn't take. And it was really heartbreaking for him, and I really feel sorry for him. And then they, like I say, it was expensive, so they saved their money, decided to try it one more time. They went, and when it was time to come and put the eggs in, and plant the eggs in my daughter-in-law, the thing said, we've got I forgot how many healthy eggs here. How many do you want to implant? And they said, well, let's try 2. And wouldn't you know it, lo and behold, we've got twins coming. So I'm just as excited as can be. And that's all about. So tomorrow morning, we're getting in the car early. It's a 6-7 hour drive to Tallahassee. It's no big thing as far as that goes, but it's that's what we're going to do tomorrow. So I know I got schedules with some of you to call or something like that, and I'm going to do it from the car, and which is fine. So with that being said, we're going to talk about retail arbitrage versus private label. Now, there's no conflict. You could do both if you want, or I wouldn't suggest that. But as you know, as part of preparing for selling this course, I mean, not selling this course, but what did I do? I made the course. I recorded the course, and which reminds me, we're in the process. As you know, we're getting a new studio, and we're going to redo some of the old videos and that. It's not that the information has changed. I just want to put them over a little easier to maybe understand format. We're going to try and do some other stuff with text and all that. So we got a lot of stuff going on here. I'll tell you what, for a retired guy, I got a lot of stuff to do. And, one thing I've got to do is this camera right here I should be right eye level with it. And it's just down far enough, and I can't prop my chair up here. I don't know what I'm going to have to do. Maybe cut a hole in the desk. I don't know. You get that down so the camera gets right. See, right here is the camera's right there, and that's where should be my eye level. My eye is down there. So I apologize. It's not that I'm trying to avoid you. I just sometimes I get excited and all that, and I keep forgetting to look in the eye of the camera. So with that being said, we're going to go on over to the PowerPoint here. Let me find it just a minute. A screen share right here. And we're going over to the PowerPoint slide, and we're here. Going to share it. Okay, Amazon Retail Arbitrage versus Amazon Private Label. Well, you see them down there at the bottom. They're duking it out. They're ready to go and all that. And really, they're both really viable business. Like I say, I actually prefer the private label for a lot of reasons. We're going to get to that to the end and all that. But Amazon Retail Arbitrage, I'm going to tell you something. If you're short on funds, and Retail Arbitrage is a good place to start. There's nothing wrong with it. You can make some good money fast with Retail Arbitrage and all that. So let's go through it. Let's go to the first slide here. Amazon Retail Arbitrage versus Amazon Private Label. And it's rightly not that bad. They're not bad, but everybody always thinks the way they're doing it is the right way. And both these guys do. So we're going to kind of break it down for you, and you do your own due diligence. You decide for yourself. So let's start. What's good about Retail Arbitrage? Now, I never thought, I didn't put it in, and I presume everybody watching knows what retail arbitrage is. But maybe I need to say just real short. Retail arbitrage is, like you see these two guys down here in your left-hand corner. They it usually just was me. I did retail arbitrage. Like I say, I did retail arbitrage, and I also did wholesale in getting ready for this course, because I realized that if I was going to talk to you on private label selling, I had to know what I was talking about as far as the other thing, retail arbitrage and wholesale. I didn't do any thrifting. I'd be the first to admit, never done it. I can point you to some people to tell you about thrifting, and they think it's it's really good. Personally, it's not for me, but that doesn't make it bad. I'm open-minded. I think whatever trips your trigger, man, I think you should be doing that, because that's what life's about. Life's too short to be rationing your candy and all that. So retail arbitrage is where you start out, go out in the morning. This is what I did now. You go out in the morning, you have a scanner. A scanner is nothing more than a little fob you carry around in your hand. You put it on the UPC thing, and it's connected to a service like Profit Band does, Scan Power, or one of those things. They provide the services for it. It's connected to there, and when you scan it, it tells you everything on Amazon about it. It tells you what the Amazon rank is, what it's selling for on Amazon, and all that good stuff. And so you can make a buying decision right there in the store and on the buy. So if it's something you can use, you can make money on it, you throw it in the cart and you keep on down the aisle to the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. And by the time, hopefully by the time the day is halfway shut, lunchtime, you've got your carts flowing over and you're ready to go. So you go back and put the stuff on the table, sort it, you label it. If you're doing like me, you're doing a lot of groceries and that, you have to put the your expiration date on it, or use by date, what do you want to call it. There's a lot of different things you have to do. You get them all and you get them labeled, you get them packaged, because when I was selling perishables, I gotta be honest with you, I was selling an awful lot of cookies. I was a cookie expert. I knew the cookie aisle backwards and forward, and I still do. And man, I'll tell you what, there's some stuff in the cookie aisle that you can make a lot of money. And as long as you're careful on the packaging and all that, you can do real good. We're going to get into more of that later on. So what's good about retail arbitrage? So that's I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I didn't finish explaining. So that's what retail arbitrage is. You buy the stuff in the morning. In the afternoon, you come back, you list, label, pack, and ship the stuff. And then you try to hit that UPS store, or have the UPS driver stop by yours last thing of the day, have everything ready. They pick it up and ship it to Amazon after you've got it labeled and everything. So it's basically not very complicated. It's not complicated at all. And I've got it right here. You go out and you find it, you scan the item, and if it's a good buy, you buy it, and then you come home, you list the product, you label the product, you pack the product, and then you ship it off to Amazon. That's not very complicated. You do that day in and day out. As long as you've got the money to go on that. If you're starting out on a shoestring, go out and do it as fast as you can. Get it into Amazon. As soon as you get that check come in, go out and do it. And hopefully each time you're going to be adding another day or so to your sourcing in that. So you get up, so you're sourcing at least 5 to 6 days a week. And you could be making some really good money. But like I say, this is an excellent place to start if you're on a shoestring. I'm going to tell you, you can start out with a couple $100 if you want. You could probably start out with less than that, but I know people who start out with a couple $100. That's not a problem. You can do it. You're just going to take a little while, but you can build that thing up. And within a year, you'd be surprised how much money you're going to have in your kitty, how much you can go out, and you're going to be to the place where you're going to be able to spend some of that money. You're going to be able to enjoy some of that money. But like I say, it's a good business, retail arbitrage. So that's what's good about retail arbitrage. And like I say, it's not very complicated. The only problem you're going to have, and I'm going to get into that, is on that when I talk about that scan, whether it's Profit Bandit or Scan Power, or I think there's a couple other ones out there. Which one is sometimes you got to look, because sometimes, especially when you're doing groceries or some of those items that, like in Walmart or something like that, that same product might be listed 2 or 3 times, sometimes a lot more than that. And Scan Power Profit Bandit sometimes doesn't bring up the ones you really need to see. And so sometimes you're going to get kind of bitten when you come back and do it on your regular computer, find out that somebody's selling it less than you. But anyway, that's another story, and that's something that doesn't happen that often, but it's something you got to be cognizant of, because it's one of those things that it's going to happen every once in a while. But like I say, that's what's good about it. What's bad about retail arbitrage? All right, simply, it's simply, I can't, supply not dependable. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of times you're going to find stuff. I'm going to go from experience here. Say a lot of times I was doing grocery items and all that, retail arbitrage, and sometimes the supply wasn't dependable. Here's what happened when I first started out. And I'm going to be honest with you here tonight. I sourced an awful lot of Keebler cookies, pecan sandies, and Heath, and all the other stuff. They've got an excellent line, a good product, but Keebler would set up a promotion inside the grocery store, and usually once a month, if not sooner, they would have a BOGO, buy one, get one free. Now, on the regular price, the store price of the thing, you're not going to make any money. But I'm going to tell you something. When they're buy one, get one free, you need to go out and clear the shelves, because you're going to make some good money. And it's something you got to know. Like I have, for instance, here, I live down here in South Florida, as you know, right around Hope Sound, Stewart areas where I live. And I can do 8 Publix. Now, for those of you not familiar, Publix is a big grocery chain down here in South Florida, and Florida, I guess, all over. But and they have these great. And so I could hit 8 of those stores. And what I would do is I would not use my scanner. I would use the flyer that came. You can on the grocery store chains around here, anyway, you can click on them on their website, go to it, and you can get that flyer delivered to your inbox every whatever day it is. With Publix, it happens to be Wednesday morning it comes. With some of the other ones, it was Thursday. It all depends on when they come. But as soon as I got them, I would take that flyer apart and first of all, circle all the BOGOs and run them through Amazon and see what I could buy that would really be good. And like I say, those Keebler cookies were just outstanding, because, for instance, if they usually run about 350, 357, somewhere around there. But on a BOGO, if you're buying them, you're paying about $1.60, $1.65 maybe, or something like that. So if you're selling a pack of 6, which I usually did, so pack of 6, you've got about $8-9 in there, without getting the math. And what happens if you check on Amazon? At least back then, I haven't checked for a while. They were selling a 6-pack of the cookies. We're selling for $29-30. That's a good return, folks. And all I had to do was bring them home. I had to bag them, I had to label them, and I had to put on the main bundle, I had to put the expiration date. So when you came home, what I do is I put them on a table, put them all with the same expiration date and thing, and separate them into piles of 6. And if the last one I send in, according to Amazon rules, if you mix expiration dates, you have to put on there the one that's closest to being expired. So I'd put that in there. But anyway, got them in and sent them in. It was a good product. But like I say, the thing about it wasn't dependable, because what happened all of a sudden last year, for some reason, Keebler or whoever it was, whether it was Publix, well, no, because Winn-Dixie or none of the other stores had them either. They quit doing their buy one, get one's free every month. They did that for about 2-3 months. And that really hurt, because my supply wasn't dependable. I couldn't send them in. And so I had to look for other stuff, which I did. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the retail arbitrage. But that's what I'm saying when I say supply not dependable. Because if I sell at the regular retail price that I pick it up with, the $3.50, I'm not making very much money. 3 times 6 is 18, to be over $20. And for a $30 product, by the time Amazon gets their fee, I wouldn't be making any money. So that's what I'm saying about the supply not dependable. It's something you got to look. I'm not saying you can't go out and find something else. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying the supply is not dependable. And sometimes you just buy closeouts or something like that, and they're just, once they're gone, they're gone. So, and then the second thing that's bad about retail arbitrage, for those who know what I'm talking about, is this constant fight for the buy box. Now, for some reason, those Keebler cookies I'm telling you about, there wasn't $2, because there wasn't too many people on there beside myself. They were mostly FBM, which is fulfilled by merchant. And by the time they might match my price, but by that time they'd have $7-8 shipping on there, puts them way over my price, because I was selling FBA. You pay the Amazon fees, but you understand what I meant. I don't want to go into all that tonight, because that's for another slide or another story. But the constant fight for the buybacks, you have to watch that, because what happens is, say, and this happened not so much in the cookies, but when you get into some of the other stuff, like you're going to Walmart, or you're going to not Ruby Tuesday, that's a restaurant, TJ Maxx, or some of those places. I can't think of the one I'm thinking of right now. It doesn't make any difference, but you go to those and send the prices in. Well, what happens, you get a lot of people that don't know what they're doing coming into Amazon trying to do retail arbitrages. So somebody tells them, oh, you can get a repricer and get the repricer and put it on your thing so that anytime somebody goes lower than you, you will automatically go lower than them by whatever amount you set it, whether it's 5 cents, 50 cents, or whatever. And so that's what happens on the fight for the buy box. Some new people will get in here. They don't realize what their cost of goods are. They don't realize what they're paying in Amazon fees and so they'll put that price. I think price repricers ought to be outlawed as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't, even if I wouldn't suggest you get it, because I think they really have caused a lot of people to lose a lot of money. Let's put it that way. But anyway, so the price repricer, if say I decided that I paid less this week than I did last week, so I can drop the price a little bit. So I go on and I drop the price, say for a 6-pack of cookies, I drop it maybe 50 cents or something like that. Well, anybody that would have a repricer would automatically go down there and they drop it for at least 55 cents or less than that. And so what happens was you can turn these things on, but most of the time they don't realize. So if you've got two people fight, they'll just fight to the bottom until you're selling for zero or selling way past the point where you can make any money, and just everybody loses. So that's what's bad about retail arbitrage. I hate that buy box, but it's a fact of life. And then what's bad about retail arbitrage is you need to bag your product. You need to label your product. You need to pack and box your product to ship. See, this is what I'm talking about. And when you hear me at the first part of the show, and a lot of times in between, I'll talk about the lifestyle of a private label. Because with private label, you don't have to do anything. At least the way we teach it, you don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. And I'm going to tell you something: bag your product, label your product, pack and box your product to ship. That's hard work, folks. That's hard work. I'm telling you, by the time I would go out in the morning, like I say, I'd be home about noontime, maybe sit down, eat a sandwich, have a cup of coffee, and go right in and start labeling them. And sometimes I was working until late at night to get all that stuff labeled. And that's a lot of hard work. You do it, you put it in a box. I had an assembly line going. You go to the box and you go to the weigh station, you weigh it, and then you put all that into Amazon. You agree to where they decide to send them and all that, and you label every product, make sure you get the right label on the right box and all that, and get them set, and then take them out to your car or take them out to the garage so the UPS man can pick them up and send them to Amazon. It's just a lot of work. Now, you're making good money, don't get me wrong, and I'm not knocking it for that. But I'm just saying this is a lot of work. And the biggest thing that's bad about retail arbitrage, what you're doing is not a sellable business. It's a job, guys. It's a job, people. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't sell that thing because nobody wants to buy a job. I go out in the street corner, and I don't care what job you try to sell it. You can't. You can't. You can't sell a job. You can sell a business, but you can't sell a job. So that's what's bad about retail arbitrage. So with that being said, let's go on and let's go to what's good about private label. Well, me, like I said, I'd be the first to tell you I'm prejudiced about private label for the simple fact that, like I say, it's a lifestyle, and I don't want to be doing all that own work. I want to be doing promotions to get people to cause people to buy my product more. It is what I want. I don't want to be out there bagging things, boxing things, worrying about the box, and then you got to put the bubble wrap in there so the cookies and the things don't get bent. Cookies get bent, they get broken is what they get, but so they don't, so they're protected and all that to get that safe to Amazon. So, and I'm going to tell you something else now right here, and if somebody's watching from Amazon, they're not going to be very happy about this, but last year Amazon, when they first started coming out with all the new warehouses, they were taking stuff in order to spread their product about, because what Amazon is trying to do is have enough product in each local market so they can get, whenever you order something, they can get it to your house within 1 or 2 days. And because that was their goal, and they pretty much achieved that. But when they first got started, they were shipping stuff all over the country. I would maybe ship case of cookies, because back at that time, if you sent over 20 some items, they would all go to one side. So they sent them to a distributing warehouse. From that warehouse, Amazon would send those cookies to 3 or 4 different other places. And in the process, I don't think Amazon packed them near as good as me, because a lot of cookies got destroyed, and not destroyed, but got damaged and all that. Now, Amazon paid for it. I'm not complaining about that. Some of it, but it was just rough there for a while. And I think part of that has improved since they got the new warehouses open. They got them going. Stuff is going right there instead of going to someplace else and then being shipped all over. So what's good about private label? You create your own product. It's not like I go to the store or anything like that, pick out somebody else's product and bring them back, buy them right, sell them. That's not. You create your own product. You can take a product that somebody's manufacturing, you can add to it. You can improve the product, make the perceived value better. You can do all kind of things to it. And you create your own product. You design your own label. You put your own UPC code on that product because it's yours, and you can do that. And you just make a great, gorgeous looking product. So you don't have to worry about the buy box, because you're the only one on that listing. You should be anyway, but we'll talk about that later. So you don't have to worry about the box, and it can be very profitable. You need to watch your ROI, just like anything else, but it can be very profitable, very profitable. So you find, design, and have shipped to Amazon. That's all you do. You find the product that you want to sell, you source that product, you design the label for the product or the box, whatever you're doing, everything like that, and then you have that product shipped right to Amazon. You hire a customs broker like Shapiro or somebody like that to bring your product through customs and all that, pay the duty and all that, and make your fine, and they'll send the product right to Amazon. They'll take it off the ship into their warehouse and ship it out, usually a lot of times the next day, the same day, or sometimes the next day. They will send it right to Amazon. So you get there, and they make sure it's there in good shape. So what's good about private, be doing that, you have a constant supply of inventory. Remember I said before, you can tell Amazon when to tell you to reorder. They will. So when you reorder, you tell the supplier does the job. You tell Shapiro you got the products coming, they pick up, take care of it. Well, when I say pick up, they make sure it's picked up, arrange for it to be picked up, put on the boat, all the duties paid and everything like that. Send the thing, they bring it through customs, and they try to make sure it's good to go through customs as soon as they get it through, and they send it off to Amazon. It's right there in the thing, and you're selling, and you don't miss a heartbeat. And believe me, folks, when I say that is a sellable business, just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know how many people, if you get those products up there, those products selling good, you get them profitable and everything like that, that's a business you can sell every time. Because I tell you, there is so many people out there, people with a lot of money, that are looking for businesses like this where they don't have to put a lot of time in to buy and to recoup. Because what do? If you've got money right now, what are you going to do? You're going to put it in a savings account. You get a whopping 1.5% or maybe 2%. Come on, give me a break. Who wants to do it? I mean, you got to do it. If you got money, you got to do something, put it somewhere. It's a lot easier to buy a business like that where you're going to recoup your money in 6, 7 years, maybe 10 years. Doesn't make any difference. You're going to be getting a heck of a lot more interest than you could if you put it in the bank or put it in a certificate of deposit or a treasury note or any of that other kind of stuff. It's garbage now, most of that stuff. I'm not saying what I mean when I'm garbage. I don't mean that it's worthless, but I'm saying it pretty much is because of the interest rate. You're not getting anything back out of it. So there's a lot of people out there looking for a sellable business like that. You could actually create one of these sellable businesses like I'm talking about with 1 or 2 products, and you could sell it every year if you want. And that's what I used to do with websites years ago. But that's something you could do right now. You could build that up, sell it. If you want to go to some other niche or something like that, sell it. You'll have no problem. Believe me, there's places out there, you put them on there, advertise it, and I sold websites over in Norway, people with excess money, because the guy didn't have to do anything other than pay me and just watch it every once in a while and make sure everything was going right, because I had it all set up through AdSense and affiliate products and all that, and he got his check every month, and everything was fine. He bought a good business. and gave me the cash flow. I kept going, building more websites and building the thing up. But that's what a sellable business will do for you, folks. I can't stress it enough. And I think maybe sometimes you guys are tired of hearing me talk about it, but private label is a sellable business if you do it the way I teach it. We teach it. It's just that simple. You can do it other ways and it not be a sellable business. Like I say, nobody wants to buy a job. Nobody. So with that being said, what's good about private label? Let's talk what's bad about private label. Well, excuse me just a minute, I need a drink of water. What's bad about private label? First of all, it's not a fast start. Retail arbitrage, you can go and you start it with maybe $200, $500, like I say. You get it, send it in, and within 2 weeks, you're going to, 2 weeks, well, actually probably 3 weeks the first time, or 3 to 4 weeks your first time, but then it'll be every 2 weeks because you got product in there. You're going to be getting a check. You take that check, go out and spend it all, send it in, you get checks, you get more checks. Every 2 weeks, you keep getting checks, building that kitty up, building that kitty up until you've got it. But that's not what private label is all about. Private label is not a fast start. Private label takes capital. And I keep telling you, I know a lot of people that have got products there for $500 and started with their first product, but and that's fine. You can do it if you go with a product like that. But a lot of times, and on an average, you're going to be needing to spend about $1,500 a product just to get something in there to Amazon to sell. And then you keep going because Amazon pays you for it and all that. And if you got the right RRA, you're making great money and all that, but it's not fast. You just can't turn it over as fast as like you can retail arbitrage. But like I say, it's not a fast start and it takes capital, approximately $1,500 a product. And then this is and I put this about what's bad about private label. It takes promotion to be successful. And I guess when you call that bad, I don't really think that's bad myself, but I put it down here for the simple reason that when you're doing retail arbitrage, because we're talking about retail arbitrage, when you're doing retail arbitrage, you don't have to do any promotions to be successful. You're going to put it because if it's a product that's really selling good, you don't have to, because it's going to fly off the shelf or, whatever sales rank it is. It's going to move. It's going to go whether you do anything or not. You can try a couple of promotions to be successful, but like we talked about last week, those Amazon promotions, not very good. You can try them. They used to be a lot better, but they're getting to the point where a lot of people are using them, and the competition's it. And when the competition drives the price up per click and all that, and so it's just like it did with AdSense. It's getting to the point where it might not be that best deal. So, so that's what's. I guess I said, what's bad about private label? It takes promotion to be successful, but that's also one of the good points, because that you can really make your promotion, you can really make your product shine by doing promotions. And that's what we talked about, was it last week, last Monday, we talked about on there, how you can use media to take your promotions to the next success, how you can use media to promote your product, establish your brand, which you should be doing, And like I say, I had the first, we talked that last Monday about the class I'm taking in Virginia Parsons. And I'm going to tell you something. Tuesday was the first class, and it was fantastic. I can't wait till next Tuesday, because we're going to be getting into XSplit and some of the other stuff. But if you're hanging on the fence, you're thinking about it, go to my website. You'll see the link right there. It's under tools, my review of it, and I'm going to tell you, it's fantastic. And if you're interested, if you've got products to promote, you should be on Virginia Parsons' course. I'm going to tell you that right now. So the last thing, what's bad about private label? You need to protect your listing against Amazon pirates. Now, we did a whole show on all these things not too long ago. This one here was maybe 6 weeks ago. Need to protect your listing. If you go to my website, privatelabelselling.com, once again, and look down the list of past Google Hangouts, you're going to find, you can find this one. Need to predict, it gives about Amazon price. We explain it in full. I'm not going to take the time tonight here, but there are, and I'm going to call them exactly what they are, scum dogs who will jump on your product because they're going to go to China and they're going to not do their due diligence or anything else. They're just looking to get into something, get out and make some money, which like I say, they're scum dogs. So anyway, but what they'll do, they're going to go to Amazon. They're going to find a product like yours that's going to be selling good and everything like that. They're going to go to Alibaba or someplace like that, and they're going to find that exact same product. Now, if you're doing the way I talked about, it's not going to be the exact thing. They might find the exact same base problem, but they're not going to be able to find your other stuff. But that's something else. But what they'll do is, and so they buy some of those from the supplier, have them send to them, and they don't care whether they've got your label on there. They don't care anything else. The product looks just like your listing, and so they put it in. They come against you. Your buy box, I want to call it. They list it, and so they're picking up half the sales, because what happens if they're sharing the buybacks, they're not going to try to take the buybacks, or they don't want to call this. They just want to kind of slip in, and what they'll do, they'll match the buy box product. So when you're selling one, and those people are selling one. There's, and it just keeps going. It keeps, Amazon keeps rotating, because if Amazon doesn't know they're pirates. So if you do like we teach you, there's a way to protect yourself against this, and I'm not going to go into that because it's kind of too detailed to explain it. But like I say, you're welcome to go over to the website, privatelabelselling.com, and listen to the whole Google Hangout. There's no cost for it. You can listen to it, and it'll explain that and explain how to protect yourself, because you can protect yourself about your business. Now, you can't protect yourself from somebody coming on that listing, but you can protect yourself by knowing how to go to Amazon, what to say to Amazon to get those people thrown out. Because if you do like, they're not going to be the same listing, and they're not going to be giving the Amazon customers exactly what's in the listing. So just bear that in mind. Like I say, you can go over and watch the thing. We explain how to do it and all that. It's worth your time, believe me, if you're selling private label, because sooner or later, if you've got a product on Amazon, a private label product that's selling good, you're going to get one of those scum dogs that are going to come on there and try to list against you, or you know what I mean. They're going to try to jump on your listing and share it until you get noticed, until they get kicked off, and then they'll come. A lot of times they're going to come against you again, and you just have to keep watching. You need to protect your listing against Amazon products. That's just pirates. That's just what can I tell you? Part of the game, I guess, if you want to call it that. I think it's terrible. I think they need to be shown off. One of these people, when they do it, they need to be thrown off of Amazon, but Amazon doesn't seem to want to do that too much. Amazon is getting to the point where, what I'm telling you, in the last 2-3 months, I've heard of all kind of people losing their seller rating and everything. And I don't know what to tell you. So maybe they are changing. I don't know. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's one of the biggest problems on Amazon right now, are the Amazon pirates. And like I say, they're scum dogs. Just time to make a quick buck. Don't care whether they hurt you, the customer, or what, as long as they get their money. So, and like I say, that's just that's life, folks. There's people like that in every age, so not every age, well, in every age, every place, and you're going to find them. So just a fact of life. What can I tell you? So that's enough on that. So what's the big difference between retail arbitrage and private label? Now, I'm going to tell you something. Well, I won't. We'll get down here to later. So retail arbitrage is only one way to describe it. It's a job. You can see the guy down there pushing it up to Amazon, pushing it up the hill. That's a job. Private label is a real business. You see the red carpet, you just keep growing and growing and growing and growing, and you can't beat it. Retail arbitrage, you can't sell your job. What am I telling you? You can't sell the job. Your private label, if you got a successful private label, you can sell that business for a lot of money. Believe me, you can sell that business for a lot of money. Just like I used to do with the profitable website. You can sell it with you can sell your private label business, and there's nothing wrong with it, man. You can take a couple years, develop a great solid private label business, one that's maybe up doing 100,000 or so a month, and I'm going to tell you something. You're going to be able to get that for enough money that you could probably retire. Now, what can I tell you? Because you've developed a business, something that somebody else can copy, something that somebody else can manage, something that somebody else can take over from you and not have to miss a lick or anything else. And that's a sellable business. So it can be sold or given away. In other words, when I talk about giving away, I'm more talking about giving it to your kids, like let them inherit it, or bring them in the business and give it away, and you gradually retire or something like that. Work out a deal with them or whatever you want. But that's, to me, the main thing, the main difference between retail arbitrage and private label. So the third thing is limited to what you can do. Let's face it, that guy's pushing it up there. Now, you might be able to get your wife, or you might have a kid or something like that can go out and help you source, come back and label and bag and box and ship. You might be able to couple more members of your family, but I'm going to tell you, you're not going to be able to find somebody to hire to do that for you. On some rare occasion, I don't know. I don't really think you can and especially if the way they're talking about changing the minimum wage and everything like that. No, I don't think so. I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can scale your business up. I think it would really be hard, and I think the profit would be almost nil. I really do. So, and now with private label, it's completely opposite, because the sky's the limit. Matter of fact, there was an article, and to this day, I wish I would have. I believe it was in the New Yorker, one of those magazines, but there is a company in New York that does nothing but private label business on Amazon. And they're in, I think, maybe 16, 17 niches. For each one of those niches, they have got a buyer that's strictly responsible for that niche. That buyer buys the products for this company, has them labeled, has them everything else, and gets them ready and sells them on Amazon, and he gets paid on a commission on that from the company. But and I'm telling you, the sky is the limit. Imagine if you sat down and you keep working and you got to develop the one, so you get a manager for that one, then you go and develop another one and get a manager for that one, and you won't see what I'm saying. Man, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have a business that's worth billions. I'm not exaggerating, because there's so many people out there that would love to buy into a business like that that's making good money, and they don't really have to do anything about it except just manage it as far as making sure it stays the same and keeps going, keeps growing. So so that's the big difference. So what can I tell you? So which is for you, a job or a business? I wonder how that dot got spawned in there. Anyway, a job or a business? What do you want? It's up to you. I'm asking you. If you decide you want a business, that right there is the information on my course, how to get going, how to get selling. We'd love to take you by the hand, show you how to do it, show you how you can really get those profits coming in and build a business that's sellable. And like I say, I honestly believe that anybody, if I think maybe if you're starting from like a $200 or something like that, it's going to take 6-8 months, because you have to start building money. Once you get it going, it parlays and parlays and parlays. But if you start with $5,000-6,000, I think within 2-3 years you could build a business that you could sell and retire on. I honestly believe that. Because if you keep putting the profits back in or whatever you're doing, but like I say, that's the link to the course. It's privatelabelselling.com. You can go over there and it'll say information on the course, and you just click on that. It's what it is there. Question mark page ID. I don't know how the WordPress comes up with those sometimes, but they do. And that's the link to the course. You could probably click it right there. I don't know if it'll go. I think it will. Anyway, that's what I say. It's also going to be I'm going to stop sharing here in a second. It's going to be over on the right-hand side of your screen, and along with some other stuff. which you're welcome to copy. That's for that. So I'm going to stop sharing right now. Wow, that took a lot longer than I thought it is. I didn't think we'd go. It's 8:46. Hold on a minute, and I'll be over there, over where? And this thing is still not working right. Right here is my face, and all right, I'm there. So I'm going to turn on the question and answer app over there. It's the right. If you've got questions for me, I would be glad to answer anything you've got. Or if you just want to make a comment, said good job, Terry, or bad job, Terry, or whatever, I'll show it, as long as we keep it clean and all that. So anyway, but be glad to answer any questions you've got. So with that being said, we're going to go and what can I tell you? So we've got it up there. If nobody does, we're going to talk for a few more minutes, and then we'll shut it off because what can I tell you? Had a great time. Let me see. What do we need to talk about? I talked about. I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast. I think I'll mention it again here because next week we will not have a Thursday night hangout because I am going to be on an airplane for one thing, so it won't be packed. But I'm going to try and maybe sneak one in on Wednesday. I don't know if I'll get it done Wednesday night. It all depends. The thing, as you know, as I'm going away this weekend, I told you, going to Tallahassee for the weekend. We're going to up to my daughter-in-law's baby shower, and we're going to have a good time. Be with family up there. Probably eat a lot of good food, and they got this one place up in Tallahassee, which the kids have been telling me about. I haven't been there, but they went there a couple months ago or something like that, where you go and you order this gigantic thing of ice cream. It's got like 50-some scoops. They put different toppings on it like that, and then you sit down and try to eat it. Kind of sounds good for me. I like ice cream, and I like toppings too, so I wouldn't want to eat the whole thing, I guarantee you that, but I think it'd be fun. So anyway, and they've got a restaurant up there in Tallahassee that's Ted Turner's restaurant. It's Ted's, I believe it's just called Ted's or something like that, where they serve a lot, because I guess Ted Turner's got a lot of buffalo ranches. They serve a lot of buffalo entrees up there, beef entrees. Oh, I'm telling you, it is good. Good. It's not really what I would call real expensive either. It's expensive, but for what you get, oh man, well worth it. What can I tell you? We're talking about Tallahassee here. So anyway, I don't think I'm going to get to go that because I believe the shower is in the middle of the afternoon on Thursday. I'm not sure, and I'm not really going to know till I get up there because I have somebody at one of you guys that contacted me and like to meet if they can. I don't know if they can because it was kind of short notice. He contacted me and I said, I just happen to be going up this weekend, but I don't know if he's going to or not. So anyway, that's beside the point. I'm just kind of killing time to see if somebody's got a question they want to answer. If they don't, we're going to sign off here because it's 49. We only got 10 minutes left, and it's not a sin if we sign off early. It's fine with me. We've got bunch of viewers here, and but nobody's asking questions. So it's right up there in the right-hand corner of your screen. The thing, it's a 9-digit box. Click on that box, and it should be the last one. Top one on the right will be the Google Hangout to ask questions. There, you put your question and type it in, and it'll come up here, and like that. So excuse me just a minute. I'm going to have some more water. All right. That's good. It's good water. What can I see? Well, there's nobody up there. And like I say, it is 10 minutes to 9. So it'd be a good time to sign off. I got my computer just, as I told you, we're building a new studio. And one of the things the studio, because we're going to be able to broadcast with scenes behind us and PowerPoint presentations. So one of the main things is, so when I do one of those PowerPoints like I just did, that you won't right now you're not able to see me. You either see me or you see the PowerPoint, or we go to someplace else, and it's either vice versa. Well, with the new thing, we're going to put it in layers, so I'm going to probably be visible most of the time. At the same time, I'm doing the PowerPoints, and they'll go, and it just makes it a lot more friendly, a lot more interactive, and that way I've got to keep my as I talk to you on the camera up there. So I'm talking right at you. I need to worry about that. I think I'm going to have to get something to raise my chair up a little bit. So anyway, we talked about that earlier. So that's what I'm saying. And I see nobody's got any questions up there. So with that being said, I think I'm going to sign off tonight, guys. I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate you sharing these Thursday nights with me. I look forward to them. What can I tell you? I do. I look forward to them. It's kind of the high point of my week, and that's the reason we're going into some of this new technology, and that's so we can do it in a more, I don't know, better is exactly the right word. We can do it in a more interactive way so you can become part of it, because like I say, we're not, and we're going to be able to, we're going to start a simulcast on Blab, and probably Periscope, and maybe iTunes at the same time, so we can get out there, so we can hit a lot of different venues, get more people involved, and that's what it's all about. Because that's, if you're going to promote your product, you promote your band like I'm promoting, that's what you have to do. You have to get out there and get where the people are. People aren't going to come and find you anymore. I'm sorry about that. Some might, but it's going to be few and far between. You've got to get out there where the people are, and they will discover you. So with that being said, if you need any information on anything, you can get a hold of me with Terry Shire at gmail.com. It's TERRY, right there, SCHIERER. Don't leave the space in between there, at gmail.com. Email me and get a question to me, and I'll get back to you. Or you can go right on the rerun of this video and put your questions in the bottom, and I'd be glad to answer it. And like I say, I appreciate you spending Thursday night with you. And usually I say I'll see you next week, but we're going to say I hope to see you next week. Like I say, there's a lot of things going on, and I don't know. If not, we will see you in 2 weeks. But hopefully we can get a broadcast in. It might not be Wednesday night, but I will send you a notice where it is. And like I say, the neat thing about the Hangouts and Air, you don't have to be on there. You can pick this up within 15, 20 minutes. It's going to be all rendered. It's going to be on YouTube or right back here. You can click the button and watch it from start to finish. So that's the neat thing about Hangouts and all that. It'll also be on my website, privatelabelselling.com, just as soon as I can get it there. So with that being said, you have a good week, and we shall see you